one of the most frequent problems that adrenal fatigue sufferers face is how do you deal with the need or the potential need for antidepressants if this is given to you by your medical doctor. This is Dr. Lam, founder of drlam.com. In this video, we're going to go through what really happens to people who complain to their doctor about fatigue. Now, usually, the medical doctor will do a complete workup, make sure there's no anemia, make sure there's no thyroid problems, and if necessary, prescribe medications to stimulate the body to give you more energy. This can include thyroid replacement, bioidentical hormone replacement, and other hormones such as testosterone. Now, if adrenal fatigue is present and these interventions are not really doing the job and fatigue continues, the medical doctors would often resort to the use of antidepressants. Well, why? Now, most people with adrenal fatigue, they already have a low energy state and low vitality to begin with. If you try to stimulate the body to give more energy, and it works in some people, and that's fine. But long term, a lot of people will get into more frustration because these medications simply don't address the root problem. As a result, the body continues to slow down, and sleep becomes a problem, appetite becomes problematic, the GI disturbances becomes exaggerated, etc., and brain fog can get worse. Now, if you complain enough to your doctors, the doctors will have no choice but to do something, and oftentimes sleeping pills as well as antidepressants are given. Now, many people come to us faced with this dilemma: should you take the antidepressants or not? Of course, you should always listen to your doctor, because indeed, if there are strong components of depression within your adrenal fatigue, you have to resolve that issue. The problem becomes even more interesting in that many of these people that embark on the antidepressants will actually not get better. In other words, even with antidepressants on board, they don't feel significantly improved in terms of energy as well as fatigue. Now, the sleep may be improved because antidepressants has a tendency to help people to be more slow and then help with the sleep. But the depressions itself tend to stay. The question is why? Now, we always have to ask why, because if you don't ask, then the tendency is just to say, well, the antidepressant dose is not strong enough, and let's get more. And oftentimes this is true. Medical doctors, in their best intentions, will give more antidepressants because the symptomatology refuses to go away. Now, in the case of adrenal fatigue, when the body is slowing down, the fatigue and the feeling antisocial and the feeling of not having energy to be in an active mode, insomnia, are all also part of the clinical picture. So there's tremendous overlap. So for a clinician that is not astutely aware of adrenal fatigue, then the body is basically telling the clinician, given the symptoms, to basically prescribe antidepressants. Now, if a person is truly depressed because of neurotransmitter issues as well as cognitive impairment, then antidepressants will do a great job, and it is very good to use. However, if there's a strong adrenal component, many will find that this doesn't really help that much. And in fact, many will feel worse. Now, the problem is compounded if after a while, the antidepressants stop working, or it works for a little while and get worse, and you cannot get off, because once you get off, you can get rebounds, especially if it's too fast. So there's a lot of issues that's associated with these drugs that, if it's properly used, can be beneficial. But in the case of antidepressants used during adrenal fatigue and not helping, it is really an alert that, in fact, antidepressants may not be the best choice and the best route to overcome the symptoms. And one of the key symptoms, therefore, is antidepressants not working. When you have this situation, think adrenal fatigue. Those of you who are interested to learn more about this topic can get my mini book called Psychology of Adrenal Fatigue Syndrome, as well as one called Central Nervous System Disruptions and Adrenal Fatigue Syndrome. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For more information on this topic, head over to drlam.com, where I've written over 1,000 articles to help educate people. You can also call me at 626-571-1234 for more information on adrenal fatigue and how to navigate it. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.